Hello. In my previous another AI chaos video, I tested whether DeepSeek AI is able to read graphics or not, and then I compared how it performs in comparison with ChatGPT. So this time I will see which one of them, either ChatGPT or DeepSeek AI, is able to give me better suggestions when it comes to simple coding. So let's begin the video. I was basically testing whether ChatGPT or DeepSeek AI are able to solve it or not, and in what ways it is able to solve it. It's a simple thing to do, and so I asked the question how to add hashtag on a division of a web page so that when I share my URL with a hashtag in it, the person opening the URL link goes directly to that division of the web page. ChatGPT replies with option 1, add an ID to the target division, and it gives the code template for that. Next step, it says use the URL with that specified hashtag, the ID. And I'm gonna copy the same question and paste it in DeepSeek AI. The logo is a whale, right? Let's see what it replies. To add a hashtag on a specific division, step 1, the code template. It's even giving an example. Ensure the ID values are unique on the page. So more than one division, we should not be using the same ID, which is correct, of course. So in a way, both ChatGPT and DeepSeek AI are giving similar answers. DeepSeek says if you share the URL, the browser will scroll to the section 1, the ID we had. Okay, so it is giving 2 examples so that people don't get confused and don't end up using same ID on multiple divisions. It's also suggesting avoid using spaces or special characters in ID. Use hyphens or underscores instead. Good. Let's go back to ChatGPT. On the third point, ChatGPT is also suggesting an optional thing we could do for smooth scrolling. Yep, smooth scrolling with CSS or JavaScript. It's giving a example, or I should say template for CSS code. And then there's JavaScript template example as well. Now the fourth point is test. Add the ID attribute to the desired section of your web page. Open your browser and paste the full URL with the hashtag. Correct. Verify that the page scrolls directly to the specified section. Okay, that's also correct. Then I asked, how do I add this ID on a WordPress site? GPT says, adding an ID to a division or section in a WordPress site is straightforward. Here's how you can do it. Depending on where you are editing, yes, of course. If you are like a subscriber or an editor, you probably won't have the administrative access to edit it. But I am an admin on my site, so I should be able to do it. Step 1. Adding an ID using WordPress block editor Gutenberg. Open the page or post editor, navigate to the WordPress dashboard, go to pages or post, whichever you are editing, and select the page post you want to edit. Fine. Step 2. Select the block. I will get back to the next steps later on, and let me now ask the same question to DeepSeek AI. I hope it will be easy for it because it's a very simple thing to do. I mean, if you are on WordPress, you won't even need to code. Let's see what it pukes. Is straightforward. It also uses the same phrase. Gutenberg editor. Step 2. Add or edit a block. Select the block, example, heading, paragraph, group, or any other block. Did you notice something? The answers are quite similar. In fact, even the phrases are similar. Like GPT also used blah 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 is straightforward. Same thing DeepSeek AI is also saying blah 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 is straightforward. Anyways, add the ID in the advanced settings. On the right hand sidebar, scroll down to advanced section. Yes, that's correct. In the HTML anchor field, enter the ID you want to use. It could be anything. It doesn't exactly need to be section 1. Like on my website, I have hashtag work sample. So that hashtag work sample, the ID is basically work sample, and that ID we can append it to the URL. So whenever I share that link, the visitor directly goes to my work sample on the web page. One good thing it dropped here, it says do not include hashtag symbol here. Exactly, that's correct. We don't need to type it down here. We will have to put that on the URL, not here. Save and publish, link to the section. The second option we have is using the classic editor, which means we would have to manually enter the code. If you're using the classic editor, you'll need to switch to the text HTML view to add the ID. Edit the page, post, go to the WordPress dashboard, navigate to blah blah blah, that's correct. In the editor, click the text tab instead of visual. Okay, so add the ID to the HTML element. Locate the HTML element, whichever division or heading or section you want to add the ID. Click on that, and in the HTML editor view, we'll have to add this particular thing. So this is an example of adding the ID on the heading tag. So when a user clicks that URL with the hashtag and ID, the user will directly go to H2, which is a heading. Wait, so is it only giving me an example of heading? Okay. Link to the section, use the URL format. Yes, URL, your page, and then hashtag section 1. Section 1 is any ID that you entered right next to this H2. So I suppose for the second option, manually editing the HTML file, it is as of now only giving the example of adding it into the heading. If you want to add it to division or section, you can use similar approach, but it would have been nice if DeepSeek AI could also give an example for adding the ID in division and section. Third option is using a page builder like Elementor, Divi, or WP Bakery. These three are some of the very commonly used editor. I am back. Go to the Advanced tab, add CSS ID. Scroll down to CSS ID field and enter the ID. Then it's giving the options for Divi. I've never used Divi before. Elementor is fine. There's also another one I have. It's something cadence blocks. I really like those. Normally I prefer having a good theme, and if that theme offers special blocks, then it's fine. and I go for the option that ChatGPT gave me using the Gutenberg editor. I'm also fine with the editing it manually. These options for Divi, Elementor, and other one WP Bakery. These three I prefer not to use, although these are really good plugins. Testing the link. It's also giving me tips such as use descriptive and unique ID names. Good. Avoid spaces or special characters in ID names. Use hyphens or underscore. If you are using caching plugins, clear the cache after making changes to ensure updates are visible. That's a good tip. Okay, fine, not bad. I'm actually impressed. Now let me get back to ChatGPT. For the Gutenberg option, GPT says add the ID in advanced settings. In the right sidebar under the block settings, look for advanced button. I like this approach of GPT because for someone who is, let's say there's some rookie or some newbie who is not aware where to find these advanced settings, so it is trying to visually guide it by, okay, look in the right sidebar, look there, you'll find you'll see a field labeled HTML anchor. So it is giving like step by step, letting you visualize where it could be. Enter your desired ID, example about us. Yep. So the fact that it is suggesting example about us, it's a better approach than just telling section 1, section 2. Save the change, update or publish the page. Then it gives like a resulting HTML. So here it is giving an example of division. DeepSeek AI gave the example of H2, which is a heading. Here it's giving division. Second option it has is for those who use like page builders such as Elementor, WP Bakery. Fine, enter your desired ID in the CSS ID field. Save and update. See, I like this approach better because I would have to read less. In DeepSeek AI, there was way too much to read. What both GPT and DeepSeek AI could have done better, it should have given examples of all three, heading, division and section. DeepSeek AI only gave the option for example for heading, and GPT only gave the example for division, which is, in a way, it is correct because my initial question was that I wanted to add that ID or hashtag to the division. So I think GPT wins here because I asked for division and it actually gave me example for division, whereas DeepSeek AI gave me an example for heading H2, which is not what I asked. I asked for adding it on division. Adding an ID directly in HTML. Yep, here also it gives the example for division, which is good. This is exactly what I wanted. Now you understand why I use GPT more. If you saw my last video, you would have noticed DeepSeek AI at that time wasn't able to give me any inferences from the graphics I uploaded, whereas ChatGPT, it did surprisingly well. Although DeepSeek AI is a very new application, so obviously in near future it will improve. Still, for a new application, it's still okay. Better than what I expected. Fourth option, using a plugin or additional control. custom IDs, Elementor Pro. Okay. Yep, but it's a small task. Why would someone use a separate plugin for custom IDs? WordPress already has so many inbuilt options, right? Fifth, linking to the ID. To link to the section, use the URL format yourwebsite.com/pageslug/#about-us. Correct. It even says what would happen if someone clicks on the URL. When someone clicks this link, they will be directed to the section with ID About Us. Correct. Now if you notice, the next question I asked, I said to add my desired ID on a heading. So the previous question I asked was whether I could add it on a division. Right now I'm asking whether I could add it on a heading on my web page. I said the ID I added is work sample. Then I saved my web page. What should I do now? Let me copy that and ask the same question to DeepSeek AI. I hope it gives me the correct example of what my URL would look like. The whale is wailing. Okay, test the link. Open your web page. Append #work sample to the URL like this. It's giving me an example. Yep. Check if it works. Press enter after adding the hashtag and the ID. Okay, the browser should automatically scroll to the section with ID work sample. Create links to the section. Option A, link from within the same page. Yeah, this is easy. Link from another page or menu. Yep, we can also add the URL with that hashtag in our menu, the menu on the website. Option C, it says share the URL. Now if you notice, my very first question had something related to sharing, like I wanted to share the URL with others so that when they click on it, they land on my division or heading or section. I would have appreciated it more if DeepSeek AI would give share the URL option as option A and not option C. Do you agree? Or is it fine? Or am I being too picky? Third, optional, smooth scroll, CSS or JavaScript. Good thing that it wrote it as optional because I really didn't want it to do it. Troubleshooting, clear cache, check for conflicting IDs. Yep, I appreciate these last two troubleshooting tips. For a new application, DeepSeek AI did really well. Although I would have to pick again ChatGPT as the winner. I think I explained why. Did I? The division heading thing, and also DeepSeek AI was making few things extremely lengthy to read, whereas ChatGPT was straight to the point. Now let me go back to GPT. Heading back to GPT. Test the link. Hit enter. Share the URL. Look. Second step, share the URL. This is exactly why I like GPT more, because my purpose was to share the URL, and that's the option it is giving me as second option, which is much better than what DeepSeek AI did. It gave it as option C. Not A and B, option C. That's not what I wanted. Now the next steps it's giving, these are optional. Yep, I think because of this approach, I will give 9 out of 10 to ChatGPT and 7.5 out of 10 to DeepSeek AI. Second round, coding, simple coding. Again, ChatGPT has won, and you can clearly see why. Creating links, optional. It's good that it described it, and it's optional. Perfect. Add smooth scrolling, optional. That's also good. It would take me more time to read DeepSeek AI's answer compared to what answers the GPT gave. See, another reason why GPT won this round is the fifth point. Check mobile behavior. So on mobile devices like tablets or smartphones, sometimes when you make changes on the website, it ends up getting messed up on the mobile devices. So make sure any changes you make, check it on the mobile devices. Make sure everything is responsive, especially when you add like that new URL #worksample in your menu, and it may get messed up on the menu or toggle menu of the mobile devices. Okay, I think this is the end of the video. Like I said, GPT did better, but I'm sure DeepSeek AI will improve soon. I mean, it's a fairly new application, so obviously it will have some demerits, like it couldn't do graphics well. In coding, it is making things lengthy and complicated for me. You get it, right? You get it. So the winner of the round is ChatGPT. That is it for the video. The winner of the round is ChatGPT, of course. GPT scored 9 out of 10 in my view, and DeepSeek AI scored 7.5 out of 10. Let me know what next I should do. What other kind of test would you like to see? Should I test other AI tools also? Like I think Grok would be a good test subject. What say you?